Whether you operate one forklift or thousands, one location or hundreds, the new My Toyota customer portal can help you optimize your operation and material handling equipment. This one-stop, free-to-use platform is designed to help you take control of your information and make smarter decisions, all at the touch of a button. Register and access your data today at my.toyotaforklift.com. That's my.toyotaforklift.com.
The New Warehouse Podcast, hosted by Kevin Lawton, is your source for insights and ideas from the distribution, transportation, and logistics industry. A new episode every Monday morning brings you the latest from industry experts and thought leaders. And now, here's Kevin.
Hey, it's Kevin Lawton with the New Warehouse Podcast here at MODEX 2020 in Atlanta, and we are at the New Warehouse Podcast booth. I am joined by Josh Cloer, who is the sales director for the Eastern U.S. He works with Mobile Industrial Robots. Josh is going to talk to us about MIR, what it is they do. He's also going to tell us about their new MIR 250 as well, and some of their warehouse applications for their robotics as well. So Josh, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
Good. How's MODEX going for you with you guys? He's got this great sticker actually on the jacket, because there's this whole some kind of virus out there that everybody's talking about, right? It says my smile is my handshake. So it's been interesting, definitely. With the whole handshake thing, because it's so, I guess, just, natural.
Yeah,
right?
it's been a thing in business for many years, and a great way to break the ice. And now it's, I've been just been kind of mirroring the whole are you going to shake my hand? Are we going to bump fists? Or are we going to hit the elbows? What's going on here? So it's been a cool.
Yeah. So how has it actually been for you guys in terms of booth traffic and stuff?
Yeah, it was really good early on. The first day, we had some good booth traffic. I think it's definitely slower than expected because of the virus. And some vendors have pulled out, and some people haven't traveled. But overall, I think the quality of the people that are coming by and really just the evolution of this AMR space has the knowledge level of the end user has come up a lot. So people are asking really good questions when they come by and are more ready to adopt this newer technology.
Definitely. I think it's a good point, because we have moved kind of past that this shiny new thing phase to is it going to do this, and is it going to do this for me, that whole thing. So why don't you tell us, I guess, a little bit on your end? What is Mobile Industrial Robotics, and what is it that you guys do at MIR?
Yeah, so we are a manufacturer of autonomous mobile robots. That really means to us that it's not a guided vehicle, but something that is using SLAM navigation. It creates a map of the environment. It understands the space around it. And our focus is to create an autonomous, collaborative platform that's also an open platform, so that third parties can really build a solution around the tool that we create, this autonomous platform. So we have many, various payloads, MIR 100 up to the MIR 1000. And that's in terms of kilograms. So 1,000 kilograms is our top unit.
All right.
And we really focus with some solutions that we offer for moving pallets and moving carts. But really, the world is your oyster in terms of what you could develop around this autonomous platform, and we've seen some really creative things developed by third parties. And we have a platform on our website called MIR Go, where we actually market those third-party standard solutions and have some preferred suppliers, so that that it's something that you can kind of find globally if you're a large corporation that's a multinational company.
Right.
And you can pair our tool with another product and create a solution that you can trust in many different areas.
Okay, great. So talk to us a little bit about, you guys just came out with the MIR 250, right?
That's right.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about that, and what's the difference with that from some of the other offerings you have?
Yeah, so our first products was the MIR 100 and the MIR 200. We launched those back in 2016, 2017.
Right.
And then here recently, over the last 2 years, we launched the MIR 500 and the MIR 1000. And learned a lot along the way in the product development cycle, and what we wanted to really do is take the learnings that we had from the near 500 and 1000 development and build it into a smaller form factor, and really we also built a solution around it to focus on cart moving for the robots with the Mir shelf carrier.
Right.
So this robot, when you compare it to the Mir 200, it's 50 more kilograms of payload. It has a 10-hour battery life as opposed to an 8-hour battery life, and it's a much quicker charge as well. It's a 1-hour charge time. So you have the focus is to get your efficiency much better in terms of when you're deploying this robot. So battery life, fast charging, but also it can go faster. It can go up to 2 meters per second. And all of this in a smaller package. So it has a larger payload, but the footprint itself is actually smaller. It's actually a pretty big deal to have the robot as small, as short as possible, so that you can tunnel underneath for moving carts.
Okay, interesting. So now you talked about customers are now coming to you. You said the evolution of the customer's knowledge, I guess, in a way, and they're coming to you with probably more of a educated question now than when this was all kind of first coming out into the market, right? So what kind of things are they asking you guys about, and how are you kind of addressing those, I guess, questions or maybe concerns as well?
Yeah, totally. And we actually work in various different segments, so manufacturing, logistics, warehousing, and some medical as well. So we have we kind of run the gambit in the different segments that we're in. So we get a lot of different questions, but a lot of people are focused on safety. Okay. This is newer technology. So what safety standards apply to this type of robot? Right. Also, IT security. These are inherently web-based devices. They're mobile, so the only infrastructure that you really need to use them is some sort of mechanism for communication. So we use Wi-Fi networks. Right. So IT security is a big deal for our customers. Yeah. So those questions were typically things that would not necessarily come up in the first conversations, but now they're things that they're thinking about.
That's
really
right away question,
yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
They're hitting you with the tough stuff immediately, and it's like, okay, let me pull this out of my IT security hat here.
Right. So what kind of things have you guys done on your end, I guess, to address those concerns?
Yeah, so we've learned a lot about what companies want for these different things, and where the safety landscape is, and I think so have the organizations that build these, for instance, safety requirements. A lot of those safety requirements were developed around guided vehicles, and some of it didn't necessarily apply to this more autonomous solution that has its own path planning algorithms, so that you're not necessarily taking the same path from one location to another every single time, because it is dynamic and it can avoid obstacles. Right. So there's some different considerations with that. And the autonomy kind of has thrown a little bit of a curveball, right? So they are developing those now, and there's some that have come out recently from UL and ANSI and ISO. Those types of standards are really, really far along. The RA also has a safety standard 50.08 that they're working on. So I think that's really what allows large companies to adopt this at a much larger scale is once you get past those types of hurdles.
Okay, definitely. So now when you look at, so you're on the sales side, right?
Yep.
So when you're going, I guess, towards potential customers are coming to you, what type of opportunities are there for customers? So like, if there's potential customers listening, like in our audience, what would be their ideal, I guess, situation or operation? Like where do you find that your solutions fit in the best?
Sure. I think if you're having something like a forklift, a manually operated forklift, be your transportation for a long run or a kind of flexible run, then that's something that you could totally automate with this type of technology. Okay. Our idea is to really keep the forklifts where they're useful, and where they're picking stuff off of high bay racks and going and getting stuff out of the trucks, the dock bay doors, but where you really need a human to make those interactions for the most part. And then you can hand that pallet off to something like our vehicle that can be the safe and autonomous and flexible delivery mechanism for that pallet or that parcel. And so that's one application I think is really being marketed really well and everybody's aware of, and but there's also cart moving, and
Right.
if there's still a lot of manual transport out there where people are just taking a box and walking over here or pushing a cart around, and ultimately if you have someone that's doing that all day every day, it's monotonous. It's something that may not always have the best ergonomics, and be some liability there.
It's not so enjoyable.
Exactly. So you should automate those tasks, and it makes you more competitive as a company.
Definitely. Okay, cool. And so what are you seeing, I guess, from your experience, working in this industry and in the robotics and autonomy side? What are you seeing, and I guess from feedback you're getting here at MODEX 2 this year, what are you seeing as maybe like the trend, or like how is the industry on your side moving? Like what do you think is going to be like the next big thing?
Yeah, I think that there's kind of two things that you see here now. The first thing is different form factors.
Right.
The one thing, if you were at MODEX the last time compared to now, there's a lot of new faces out there in mobile robots with many different form factors doing a lot of different specific solutions, and I think that's where our focus has been, to create a tool so that you can use our robot for many different things as opposed to just a specific solution.
Okay.
So different form factors is what you'll see in the future, but also really how you understand or comprehend the space from the robot's perspective, I think is something that's changing a lot. We use LiDAR data right now, laser scanners, to create a map of the environment, to understand the space in real time as we navigate it. But we also have 3D cameras for obstacle avoidance.
Got it.
And I think there'll be more of a sensor fusion from many different vehicles with different sensors and also machine learning algorithms to look at, or from a camera, to look at the environment and understand what's going on and have a much more on-the-fly mapping process, right? And that's something that will allow you to more quickly deploy this technology, and also as you change your processes, as you move things around, it will allow you to keep it up and running better.
All right, great. So now, how can people find out more about mobile industrial robots?
Yeah, you can find us on our website at mobile-industrial-robots.com, and I think that's probably the best way to find us, is on our website. Yep.
Okay, no problem. And we'll post more information about that on newwarehouse.com as well. So, Josh, thanks so much for coming by the booth and talking to us.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
You've been listening to the New Warehouse Podcast with Kevin Lawton. Subscribe and check us out online at thenewwarehouse.com.
Thank you for listening to this episode. If you want more content from the New Warehouse, check out our new video series called All Hands on LinkedIn. Just search for the New Warehouse on LinkedIn and follow along.